Hello and welcome back to another Kushti Crypto video. The markets are... Bitcoin is holding above $8,600. Binance BNB is holding up nicely. Altcoins are holding nicely. Could it be ready for an altcoin pump? I don't know. But let's not speculate on price all the time, because this thing is more than the price. Speaking of which, today's video is going to be about why you should invest in cryptocurrency, why you should invest in Bitcoin in particular, and also why you should look at it at least, maybe put in a small amount each week at the very least, just to make sure you're alright if there was a financial crisis, because we are seeing a lot of stuff go down in politics lately, which obviously I'm not going to get into in this video, but all of this politics stuff does affect your money in your bank account. It does affect you if you want to go abroad to another country. It affects you, so why not get into a currency which is borderless? We're going to be looking into that. So yeah, stay around for this quick intro, and then when I come back, I'm going to be shilling Bitcoin to you, and hopefully you'll be learning how to actually get into Bitcoin, why you should get into Bitcoin, how to store it correctly, and all of that stuff. And I'm going to just explain it simply for a new investor, or for someone that is coming into the crypto space new. So stick around if you want to know about that. If you are someone that knows about cryptocurrency already, then maybe this video isn't for you, but if you are new, then hopefully I would expect this video to help you.
Don't worry, you just relax. Everything's gonna be cushy. Oh, it'll be cushy.
Now this is a video that I've been meaning to make for a long time, but it just didn't feel like the right time in the bear market to tell people to buy Bitcoin like at 8,000 or whatever. But now that we have had a quick pump, it feels like the right time. I'm not saying go out and put your life savings into it right now, because it has pumped over 150% since the bottom, which was around $3,000. But at least look at it and try and get yourself an entry or dollar cost averaging, which means, you know, each week you can buy £10 worth of Bitcoin, or £5 worth of Bitcoin, or just what you can afford, you know, something that's not going to affect you. Let's kick off the video with why should you buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin came around after the financial crisis of 2008, where your government screwed up. There was a big financial crisis caused by governments lending out money, blah 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 blah, all that. So basically, your government has fucked up. And this isn't just the American government or the United Kingdom government. This is every government in the world. Some have fucked up way more. I mean, look at Venezuela, Argentina, Brazil, all of that stuff. Now, the reason why they have fucked up is because every single country pretty much in the world is in debt. America has over $21 trillion of debt. Now, just so you can visualize 1 trillion, I have converted it into seconds, and then I have converted 1 trillion seconds into years. Now, bear in mind, we are in the year 2019. If you were to convert 1 trillion seconds into years, it would be 31,709 years. Now, that's just 1 trillion. Imagine 21 trillion. And that is just going to keep going for America. Don't know why I just dabbed. Similar for the UK and every other country, France, Germany, all of them. It's just going to keep going up. That inconceivable number is just going to keep going up. Who owes this money to each other? Well, the countries owe the money to each other. They each buy each other's debt and earn interest on that debt. Banks also buy that debt. Big businesses also buy that debt and earn interest. Investors can buy gilts and earn money on gilts, or lose money on gilts. It's like a stock. You can actually buy a stock of debt and they can make money on it. Now, does that not seem like they're incentivized to manipulate global debt, or manipulate debts at certain times, or manipulate these gilts to make more money for themselves? To me, it's pretty fucking obvious. So you pay your taxes, and they do the government cuts on schools, the government cuts on healthcare, the government cuts all over the place in policing, all of that stuff, to try and pay back this debt, which they will never ever be able to pay. Okay? Now, it's just one huge clusterfuck that will never be fixed is every single country. Let me just make that clear. All of them. Now, some have really fucked up more than others. Some are really corrupt. I mean, look at Venezuela, Argentina. You know, the corrupt governments, they're the ones that really get fucked. And that's when hyperinflation happens. That's when the currency really becomes worthless. Now, how does that currency becomes worthless? Because of the government has this debt, they feel like they can print more money to pay off this debt, but in turn, it makes their money worth less. Now, in the UK and in America, they do something called quantitative easing, where they print more money and then they put that money into the stocks and into shares. Now, they do this because of, if we were to just print money and give it out, then it would really affect the economy. So by putting it into the stock, it's more of a stable thing. It helps the price go up and it just keeps everything looking better. But this causes a huge wealth divide. It increases the wealth divide because of the people that are invested in stocks and shares. The big businesses and the big investors that are invested in these things obviously profit more. The stocks go up, and over the years it's meant to slowly trickle down to us peasants. Now, this is the part where it affects you. Because they have printed more money and there is a bigger supply of pound notes or dollars, let's say, it makes your money worth less. And to try and counteract this balancing of making your money worth less, they then raise minimum wage up. Over the years, we can see that wages have gone up quite a fair bit. This causes the price of things in shops to go up. I mean, look at a Freddo Frog, for God's sake. One of my favourite chocolate bars. A Freddo Frog used to be 10p, it is now 3 times the price, and it is 30p. The cost of living has gone up, rent might have gone up, everything rises together. The only thing that doesn't rise is the money that you have been saving in your bank account. You have lost the purchasing power of that money that is sitting in your bank account. Now, for an example, let's go back to the Freddo Frog. Back when I was a child, a Freddo Frog used to be 10p. Let's say I was a wealthy child and I had £5,000 in the bank. I could have bought myself 50,000 Freddo Frog. That probably would have lasted me like a week. Fast forward to today, and let's just say the price of a Freddo Frog is 30p. I can now only buy 16,666 Freddo Frogs. What's that? That's going to last me like 2 days. And it all comes back to the fact that the government print more money to try and pay off these debts. It's also to give out money to the people because they think it's going to help the economy, but in the end, it's not going to make a dent in the trillions of dollars that they owe. It's called inflation. And in countries where things have really gone bad, in Venezuela, Argentina, and it's going that way in Brazil, they have hyperinflation. It could happen to our country. It all stems back to the printing of money. Now, this is where you can protect yourself against this hyperinflation by owning Bitcoin. Bitcoin is made to be deflationary. Starters, there will only ever be 21 million of these full Bitcoins. There is estimated to be between 4 and 6 million of them just lost forever on hard drives over the 10 years of existence. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, why does only having 21 million of these full coins give it value? This is what a lot of people say. Similar to gold, there is a limited amount of gold on Earth. Similar to a classic car, there is only a limited supply of these classic cars, what gives them their price. In fact, there's a huge argument that Bitcoin is better than gold. I believe that myself because, you know, it's hard to transport around pockets full of gold. It's hard to cut your gold up. It's what people used to actually have, the gold standard, but we're not getting into that now. That's the history of money. Basically, it's because it's rare. Now, the last ever Bitcoin is estimated to be mined in 2140, and we'll get onto the whole mining process in a minute, and that's in the how it works section. But for now, I want to quickly just go over a few more properties that makes Bitcoin very powerful. The fact that it's decentralized and not owned by one government or one group or one entity is also very powerful. Someone could easily limit your bank. I mean, look at Julian Assange, for example. That man couldn't have a bank account, so he accepted Bitcoin for WikiLeaks, and now he is worth a lot of money. You cannot be shut down. The fact that Bitcoin can be divisible by 1 millionth, so If you didn't know, you don't have to buy one whole Bitcoin. You can buy 0.00001 Bitcoin. You can buy £5 worth of Bitcoin. You can buy £1 worth of Bitcoin. You could, if you found someone, you could buy 1p worth of Bitcoin. Bitcoin can also be divisible into under a penny, which for microtransactions moving into the future is going to open up a whole new business model for things like insurance. So you could actually pay for how long you drive your car in seconds, rather than paying your insurance for a full year and you actually really don't use it that often. Would you not rather just pay for the time that you're sat in your car driving? In a decentralized Uber, you can be paid for the amount of meters driven in the car, for example. Probably one of the most powerful aspects of it, if a government was to use a cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin, is the fact that it is an open ledger, which means that you can see the transactions. Now, not all transactions have to be public. There is private chains being built, so you can have privacy in where you send your money. But for a government, it should be the people can see where that money is going. So in my mind, what I see it is everyone has to pay tax at the end of the day to maintain the country. If we all pay our tax into one wallet, we can see how much is in there. We can then see where that money goes, what other wallet that money goes to, if that wallet is for doing the roads, for healthcare, for schools, for the police force. That is so powerful for a government. That's how a government should be, in my eyes. And there are so many more features which makes it much more powerful than paper money. Now, moving on to how does it work. Now, this is something that people get caught up on a lot, but it ultimately doesn't matter too much. It's good to have a little bit of an understanding, but similar to you using the internet every single day of your life, similar to you using your mobile phone every single day of your life, and even similar to you using your online banking, you don't understand how that works unless you're some sort of, techno geek. You can, if you want, spend your life trying to figure out how it works, or go to university and figure out cryptography and all this stuff. But let me try and explain simply. If I want to send you 0.1 Bitcoin, then that 0.1 Bitcoin will come from my wallet address and go into your wallet address. But in between there, that transaction is put into a block. And that block is full of loads of other transactions as well. Now, the miners, which are spread out all over the world, they do a cryptographic algorithm. Once the miner has figured out that algorithmic problem, then the block is confirmed and the money is sent. The miner will get a reward for using their electricity and solving the problem, confirming the block, and the transaction is put onto the public ledger for everybody to see. Now, this ledger has every single Bitcoin transaction that has ever happened. Going back to what I was saying before about it having its value because it's rare, it also has its value because of these miners have to pay electricity to solve these blocks and then get paid in Bitcoin. So they actually have to sell some of their Bitcoin. As long as they're not getting electricity for free, they have to sell some of that Bitcoin to pay their electricity bills. The Bitcoin that is rewarded to the miners is newly minted Bitcoin out of the 21 million. Over the years, this reward that they get gets halved. The next halvening is in 2020. This is why Bitcoin will run up. And like I said, this is spread out across the entire world. All of these miners keep consensus. They keep track of where Bitcoin is going, and it just maintains the network. It's designed so perfectly. Now, if you want to learn more and get a deeper understanding, then go and do your own research on it. There are many videos on it which explain it probably better than what I just did. Now, moving on to the next part is where to buy Bitcoin. Well, there are multiple apps now where you can buy Bitcoin. There's Coinbase, which is one of the most reliable. There's Gemini, there's localbitcoins.com, and I'm pretty sure you can use Binance. But the most common platform used is Coinbase. Now, this is just a simple app on your phone. You have to upload your passport details or your driver's license. You have to prove who you are. Now, that takes a little while to confirm. I would advise you to use your mobile phone because you have to take a picture of yourself. For me, it took a little while because I kept trying to use my laptop and then I'd have to wait days for it to confirm. If I was you, just use your mobile phone. It's very simple. Wait for them to confirm you are who you are, and then you are able to link your bank account and buy Bitcoin. It's that simple. You can also set it up So you can buy £5 a week or £10 a week. I'm not sure what the minimum is, but a very small amount. Or you could buy £10 a month. This is the best way for someone to get into cryptocurrency, which is working a full-time job and everything as well, because then you don't need to worry about it. You just put it in each week, and I can promise you, as long as there is no huge global black swan event that brings down Bitcoin, which I'm sure there won't be, that in 5 years that would be worth a substantial amount of money. Don't get caught up in buying the dips, or don't get caught up in watching it every single day. Just set it up to buy each week and just hold and wait. There's a saying in this space called hodl. It means just hold. If you look at Bitcoin over the years, people say that it is in a downtrend. Sure, it has come down from 20,000 down to 3,000, but that is still 1,000 more than the year before. It is still a higher low. And then there's big predictions for the future, which we're not going to get into because that is just speculation, but we know where it's going. Now, the final part is storage. Now, you can choose just to keep your cryptocurrency on your Coinbase wallet if you want to. Sure, a lot of people do that. Coinbase seem like they are keeping funds very safe, but ultimately, you don't know what could happen. There could be a massive hack on the Coinbase wallet, and someone could take your cryptocurrency. So that's one option, leave it on Coinbase. Another option is you can download many apps on your phone. There is the Engine wallet, which is quite reliable. There's the 10x wallet to store Bitcoin. There's the Jax wallet. There's many different wallets out there. I used to use the Jax wallet and the Coinbase wallet, and I used to use many different wallets until I saved up the £80, whatever it was, to get one of these. This is a nano ledger. A nano ledger stores your cryptocurrency offline. It basically means it's not hackable unless someone was to get your 12-word passphrase. Now, these 12 words are what gives people access, or gives you access to your ledger, nano ledger S. Here are mine. But they look like that anyway, just 12 random words. These 12 random words make the nano ledger very secure. Also, the fact that it is cold storage, it is stored offline. Never write your 12 words on your laptop or post them anywhere for anyone to take, because then that is your funds taken. And yeah, I'll just advise, buy a Ledger Nano. They have another product coming out, the Ledger Nano X. You can also buy a Trezor. But if you are looking to get into cryptocurrency with large sums of money, then I would advise you to do a bit of your own research into how to store the best and watch a few more videos on it. Well, all I can say is thank you for coming all the way to the end of this video, watching all the way to the end. I appreciate it. Hopefully you are thinking more about cryptocurrency if you are someone new in the space. I just wouldn't want you to be left behind, to be honest. I talk to people about it in real life. People ask me about it, and you know, it comes out in conversation a fair amount about cryptocurrency and stuff, and just how the world would be different if we all did just decide to say fuck the governments, fuck the money that they're using, fuck that system where everyone's in debt. You know, if we were all to go to the bank accounts and withdraw cash, it would just cause a huge crash. You wouldn't be able to get cash. There is a huge crash on the horizon. This debt can't keep. You can't keep going on with this debt. You may have to. Negative interest rates may come into place. You might have to pay to keep your money in your bank account, even more than what you already pay to keep savings. Because, like I said before, you actually pay to keep your savings in your bank account because of inflation. But there might be another fee on top of that, which is just going to be blatantly obvious. There's talks that there's going to be e-cash and normal cash. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's going to be big changes in the next few years within the fiat money, the normal cash money system. There could be wars breaking out to do with all this debt. That's what my prediction is. There's going to be some sort of big event, which is going to be bad. And obviously, I do not want something like that to happen. But secure yourself, secure your family's future, secure your store of value in something that you have control of, in something like Bitcoin. Appreciate you. If you're new to my channel, then subscribe. I'm planning on putting out more content now I'm back down in France, just news and stuff and project reviews again. And I will see you in the next video. If you haven't fallen asleep, I hope you learned something. Hit that like button. Goodbye.